Watch the car on the left. The race will end where he stops. It's dug in as wins.
Soapbox racing, or gravity racing, has been going on since the 1900s, where people, mainly kids, made their own carts from apple crates. These carts had to have a functional steering mechanism and brakes on both rear tires for safety. They also required the riders to wear helmets. The fun part is that all of this is customizable to themes. As the major soapbox race currently being run by Red Bull at least once a year gives out points to the fastest and most creative carts. Zeepkist is a game which is based on soapbox racing. It has time trial-like competition where in online lobbies, the person who gets the fastest time on track within a set time period wins. And in adventure mode, people are free to have as many tries as they want to get a faster time against themselves. There are also world records for the adventure mode levels as well as workshop levels, where the elite players try and compete over having the fastest time. The objective for the lay gamer in adventure mode is to get those sweet accessories. This is done by getting above a bronze medal on any adventure mode track, with each medal unlocking another accessory, and the medal order being bronze to silver, silver to gold, and gold to author medal, or in other words, beating the author's set time. While it's not possible to create anything in the way of customization for the carts, there are numerous different combinations of headwear, color of the avatar, and style of cart. However, it is quite possible to build anything in the game when it comes to tracks. There are tracks based on Mario Kart, or of a bathroom, or islands, or of movies. The variety is quite vast, with the community coming together to create most of these tracks. With the game having an obvious indie feel, it makes sense that the game is early access, as the adventure levels are still being added. Having it be early access allows the developers to make more money off of it to potentially put back into the game for its full release. With the people who do get early access to the game do so knowing full well that the game is not complete, but also allows them to give feedback to the developers if need be. This communication to developers is enhanced by the welcoming community, as well as a Discord that helps to coordinate community events. This can be build events where people make tracks to a certain guideline, or race events where people are allowed to compete in the ZSL or Zeepkist Super League, all the while also having downloadable content, DLC, released as a way for the company to make more money. At this point, the DLC is cosmetic only, and I believe it will stay that way. This is because the cost of the game is 16.95 AUD and 4.50 for the DLC. The DLC is for the King's Day national holiday in the Netherlands, with a lot of Dutch cosmetics. With the simplicity of the game and the amount of skill required to be good, Zeepkist could be poised for a launch of its own esport, which could run similarly to the ZSL, where there are 15 tracks run with an 8-7 split, with each track running for 7 minutes. The tracks that are used come from the build event that runs through the month, which would make for an interesting parallel competition. However, with the subjectivity that comes along with judging creative works, it's probably best to stick to racing. It would take greatly skill to set a good run, especially since the name of the game is to conserve momentum. This is due to Zeepkist being based on soapbox carts. There are no engines to propel the car moves thanks to gravity and the skill of the player. Personally, the game is super fun. I just love that I can spend hours in the game and not realize how long it has been. And the fact that I sometimes catch my head, swaying with the turns, leaning as the road leans. Super cool to see how immersed I get into the game. Also, being a lurker in online communities, I don't really interact on the Zeepkist Discord. It's still nice to see people interact, and nice to know that my questions still get answered. Thanks, St. Nicholas.